the hizzle, all for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. Um, y'all see the title? It says, "Watch the Democrats closely." I had predicted some time ago, I think last year, that Trump would beat Biden in Hawaii. Trump got 4,000 votes. Biden got 1,000 votes. So Trump beat out Biden in Hawaii, but nobody's talking about that. And what I suspect, shout out to Kelly Ray had mentioned this. She said she suspects that they're cooking up something so diabolical. Could it be that they can't get Trump on the legal? They can't kick him off on the ballots. They can't beat him up head to head, but can they get the numbers now in the primary? Like, let's just say, let's just use Hawaii as an example. Trump has 4,000 votes. Biden has 1,000 votes. It'll be nothing for them to print up ballots, print up ballots, print up ballots, print up ballots. And like I had said yesterday, I said that um, I use the primaries as the polls. And I think the Democrats do the same thing as I do. They look at the numbers, how much Trump is beating them, and then they try to match that. They no sound, no sound, twin, 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 no sound. I'll cut it if there's no sound. All good now. Okay, it's all good. Okay, cool. So, um, what I was saying was, watch the Democrats closely, twin. Okay, thank you for the mic check. Watch the Democrats closely. What they're not talking about, and I mentioned earlier in the video, is that y'all are you guys aware that Trump beat Biden in Hawaii? Remember, I called it. I called it. I said Trump is going to beat because y'all, if y'all remember that disaster that happened in Hawaii with the house fires and all that, and the floods and people getting put out of their houses and all that shit, and kids being trafficked. That's a whole nother traffic. Trump's family went there to go help the people, feed the people, donate clothes, all that. They did a lot of things. You know, the Trump family did a lot of things to help the people of Hawaii. And the news media is not mentioning the fact that not only did the Trump family go out there and help, they cursed out a lot of people. The residents of Hawaii cussed out. They cussed out. What's going on? What's going on? Woo bop the bam. Um, E-Bizzle, what's going on? So the people of Hawaii, when Biden came there, they protested, they flipped out Biden. They're like, man, fuck you, Joe Biden, and this and that and the other. And so, you know, whoop bop the bam, this, that, and the other, whoop bop the bam. So uh, they just did the primaries, and Trump got 4,000 to Biden's 1,000 votes. So statistically Trump beat Biden in Hawaii, which Hawaii is a blue state. So again, it's starting to make me think because you got Trump beating Biden in every single state. Are the Democrats looking at this and say, okay, in this state, okay, we need about X amount of votes to beat? Like I said, just in Hawaii, Trump got 4,000, Biden got 1,000. Okay, we need to print up about 5,000 ballots to beat Trump. Boom. So are they doing the same for Florida, Ohio, Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania? When we haven't got to Pennsylvania yet, but I mean, is this what their plan is, to get the tally of how much Trump is beating him so they can print up the ballots so they can beat him in 2024? Is this what's going on, Twin? Man, you see what Brandon Jackson doing out here. Yep, Carolyn. Okay, so Carolyn sees what I'm talking about. So Carolyn, is that what they're doing? Because Kelly had a suspicion. She said they're going to do something so diabolical, and I thought about it. I'm like, that's the only thing left that they're looking at. How much Trump is beating him? Y'all pay attention now. Trump is beating Biden in every state. So they get the tally and say, okay, we need to print up this many ballots. So my next question is this: law enforcement. We got sheriffs out there talking about there was funny business going on in 2020. What are you guys doing now? What are you guys doing now? Because I was told here in Georgia that we would be using paper ballots. When I went to go vote, I used one of those machines. Yes, it was very concerning. Very concerning. I said, damn, so what are we doing different? What are we doing different? Um, what are we doing different to set up safeguards to make sure? Now, one thing I said when I was at the Trump rally, I said, we need to have receipts. They kind of gave me a receipt, but I wasn't allowed to keep that receipt. I went to the damn voting thing, voted for Trump. It gave me a printout, gave me a receipt, but I had to take the receipt and then feed it into the computer. So now my receipt is gone. I should have a receipt of that. I should have some type of something proving that I voted for Trump. And I registered it said, what do you want to register as? I said, Republican. So I shouldn't be getting any more pandering from the Democratic Party. I should not be getting no more pandering. But again, that's why the topic says we have to watch these Democrats closely. Like, why do they feel so confident in a state like Georgia? Why does Biden, there was this thing about, I'm seeing Biden Harris billboards. So that was a lie. I thought they took their money out of Georgia. So no, I'm very concerned. It's very concerning. They will do as they please, Carolyn. Right. So can we set up law enforcement to counteract that? Because I'm reading a book now called The Civil War. Very good book, man. The book is so thick. It's like a 3-part series. It's like a three, and the books are like, man, they're thick. But I'm reading about the Civil War right now, and y'all do know, not only was, unlike Nikki Haley probably didn't know, not only was the war over slavery, but the war was over in the election too. Y'all know the same way, and I'm gonna have to do a show on this, man. Is Trump a greater president than Abraham Lincoln? That's the question. Y'all know the same thing that Trump is going through, Abraham Lincoln went through, minus the prosecution part, but Lincoln was just as hated as Trump was, and just as loved, just as hated. So uh, there were a lot of similarities that Lincoln was going through, and I'm finding it very interesting. I'm like reading about Lincoln, and I'm like, oh wow, this is what Trump is going through. Like, the press was hard on Lincoln. They called him an ape and monkey. They called him a mulatto. They called him all kind of things. They called him a nigger lover. This is in the media, and I'm like, wow, this is, and they called him, man, they called him all kind of stuff. Lincoln, they called him all kind of stuff, and so, you know, um, he was part of the Whigs party before he joined the Republican Party, and yeah, they called him all kind of stuff, man. And so Trump is going through that right now. Let's see. Once you put it in the machine, it's locked. Once you put it in the machine, it's locked. Carolyn says, bring the Leos to help. Never happened. The police and much of the military have been castrated. But I just suspiciously observed. Now, Carolyn, what about Texas? Texas rose up and fought against Biden administration, and because they fought it, they took it to the Supreme Court and won. So now they can arrest migrants. So, Carolyn, you got to read this book. It's called The Civil War. It's just labeled The Civil War, and it's a 3-part series. It's a really thick book. When you guys read that book, then you will understand what's going on now. Um, like I said, the media was harsh towards Lincoln, and the election, it was some bunch of funny business going on, just like now, except they didn't have electronic voting machines, but they were doing shenanigans back then during Lincoln's time. And so, um, you know, I think that, like I said, these primaries, they're getting the numbers. We need to find out, like, there needs to be law enforcement. We need to have undercovers. We need to have agents in these facilities where they have these ballots, because the thing is, if they're going to cheat and attempt to cheat and try to cheat, they're going to try to do it now. Now that they got a 7-month window. They have a 7-month window to cheat. So I suspect that they're getting the numbers now. Again, they're not even mentioning that Trump. They're not even mentioning, the news media, is that Trump in these primaries are getting higher numbers than Biden. They're not mentioning that. So then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Carolyn. Let me ask you this, Twin, Deacon. Um, Let me ask you this, Ebizzle. Did Trump have higher numbers in the primary in the 2020 election when he went against Biden? I'm gonna have to go look at that, man. I'm gonna have to go look at that, man, because this is something that's concerning me, man. Like I said. So let's read the comments. You gotta stop some of this, Black Sun. Stop some of what he did. So you gotta explain. So Carolyn says Texas will always do their own thing. They live between freedom and lawlessness. That's another thing too, Carolyn. They stopped because a lot of people were saying that they were bringing migrants in so they can vote. Texas put a stop to that. So Biden wanted to sue Texas. Texas appealed it and won. They won, and so now Texas has the right to arrest the migrants. So that puts a damper. That's why I'm saying these primaries, because my suspicion was they were going to try to use migrants. They dead net. They dead net, and not only do they dead net, and the red states are sending the migrants to the blue states. That was not part of Biden's plan. Part of Biden's plan was to send them all to the red states, like Texas. Their plan was to flip Texas. Well, that's not going to happen. So now they got to figure out, okay, we need to print up these ballots now so we'll have enough coming November. So we need to find out these facilities right now. We need to galvanize and find out these facilities and make sure they're not printing out these phony um, ballots right now, and we need to have them arrested. You know, during before the Civil War, Pennsylvania um, would put up gallows with hangman nooses as a warning to the people at that time. You know, was it secessionists or was it the Union? Well, I don't know which side did it. I think, being Pennsylvania, it might have been the Union side. They would put it up as a diversionary tactic. Maybe we need to do that. Maybe we need to set up gallows with hangman nooses as a diversion tactic. I think it'll work. That's just where I stand on it. So, gotta research. Okay, good deal, twin. Carolyn says it taught them that polling doesn't tell the story. That's why I use the primaries. But to me, I think primaries do tell the story because you got people that are now you got people out here that'll say they'll go vote, and then you got people that'll actually get out there and vote. Like I know two people personally that said they will go out and vote for Trump in the primary and didn't do it. I'm not going to call out their names, but I know two people personally. They know who they are too. I told them, look, let's go vote for Trump. Only I voted for Trump, so statistically the poll would be like, well, three for Trump, and then on the primary, only I voted for Trump. These two other people didn't vote for Trump. Made every goddamn excuse in the world. So yeah, that's why I depend more on primary as opposed to polling because polling people say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go vote for Trump, and then don't actually do it. Just be talking. So yeah, polls are like people just talking shit. So the primaries, which I'm glad the primaries is a good turnout. Primaries have shown people who have actually got off their butts, went down and voted, like myself, unlike the two people I told to go vote and then didn't. But then be the main ones complaining about goddamn rent, gas, and all kind of other shit. Rent, gas, food prices, goddamn, complain. Oh, my job don't pay enough. And just be complaining and shit, complaining asses. So, but either who, that's a video for another story. Oh, did y'all see that video? It was in Chicago. They were doing some type of having some type of event, and the girl got up there and was like, and it reminded me of these two people I told. Oh, the migrants are doing this and that, and that and this and this and that, and Venezuelans won't even take them back. The brother was like, I got a question. Who did you vote for? I, 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 I voted, I voted for Biden. Everybody started laughing. Just flailing your arms. No, bitch, you voted for Biden. It's your fault. The guy said, it's your fault. It's your fault. So why are you talking? Now, I would have asked follow-up questions. It's your fault. You voted for Biden. So who do you plan on voting for in 2024? That's what the brother should have asked. Do you plan on changing your vote this time? Because I see that you're committed enough to vote. Obviously, you don't know what the hell you're voting for, but now that you know that Biden is the one who's behind the influx of migrants, who are you going to vote for this time? Who are you going to vote for this time? That's what I would have asked her. But yeah, so yeah, shout out to that brother, man, for putting her on the spot. She just flailing her arms. And I'm like, why are you flailing your arms? Why are you hooping and hollering and flailing? Why are you doing that? You voted for Biden. It's your fault. Accept the shit. No accountability, no responsibility. Want to flail up your arms? Like, bitch, shut up. Shut the fuck up. It's your fault. It's your fault the migrants in here. What are you going to do different now? Don't flail your arms and goddamn hoop and holler because you look stupid right about now. You look fucking stupid right now. Hoop and holler and flailing your arms, you look fucking stupid. Don't hoop and holler and flail your arms. Say, you know what? I made a mistake. and I'm gonna vote different this time. That's what the fuck you do. You don't hoop and holler and goddamn. No, you don't do that. Just dumb. Jesus Christ. Hopefully, man, the girl gets some sense and goddamn vote the right way this time. Vote for Trump 2024. Damn. Let's see. They're come in to Arizona or Florida. Well, as far as Florida, I don't know. Arizona's kind of, but as far as Florida, Carolyn, Ron DeSantis ain't going for that shit. He's already sending troops to Texas. What do you think he's gonna do on his own border? He's sending those Haitians right back. He's not having that, bro. He's not playing that shit in Texas, especially now that uh, the Supreme Court gave the green light to Texas to arrest people. What do you think Florida gonna do? Again, statistically, Trump beat Biden in Arizona, but it's such a close margin. So I don't know about Arizona, but I know Florida ain't gonna do it. They not. They red as hell. They so Trump. They so pro Trump. Trump MAGA. They are not. They gonna turn them back around. So it ain't gonna be no goddamn migrants overvoting Americans in Florida or Texas. Now Arizona, y'all need to get on the ball because it shouldn't have been no close margin like that. It should have been a goddamn blowout. But again, I understand that's the West Coast, man. The West Coast, the left coast has a lot of lefties, has a lot of hippies, has a lot of progressive people. But there's some progressive people that's gonna vote for Trump. So, but I don't know. Some of y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna wait to see the results of Pennsylvania. I'm gonna wait. Okay. He said, but you gotta stop. Stop what, Ebizzle? Ebizzle, something's in that Chicago water, man. You be talking in half sentences, man. You need to, bro. You need to. They say they deep. They in Chicago deep. The black son. You gotta stop what, dude? Stop drink. You gotta stop drinking that Chicago water, man. You talking in half sentences, bro. I don't function in half sentences. Come on now. Ooh, let me turn this AC on. You gotta turn this AC on. I guess I'm gonna turn it all the way up. And the fucking AC don't. Oh, don't tell me it don't work, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't tell me the AC don't work. Okay, so people are very predictable. The pattern really don't change. Learn from it and adapt. Damn, Caroline, I wish I could get you on the panel because I don't know. American is made of migrants. Gotta tell both sides. Yeah, but we don't need migrants voting for goddamn illegal aliens messing up the damn elections. There, Ebizzle. Carolyn says, I risk my life out here daily fighting for my beliefs. Okay. Um, Gotta tell both sides why they send Haitians back so fast. They need to send Haitians back, man. Every migrant needs to take care of their own country, man. Don't come over here. We got our own problems. There is no two sides. There is no two sides. There's no two sides. You say you gotta tell two sides. No, that's that progressive. That's that democratic bullshit. That's that brainwashing. Fuck all that. Ain't no two sides, man. Again, you, my friend, Bizzle, need to read. You need to read up on your Civil War history, man. I recommend that for a lot of people because y'all are so fucking brainwashed, so fucking brainwashed when it comes to left and right, um, conservative, having values, morals, ethics. Y'all read Mr. Muted. Mr. Muted now. All right, much yeah. Okay, we're back. Okay, you got to try again later. There you are. Yeah, I don't know, man. I had cut the truck off. Um, I don't know if my damn air went out. And then my AC, I don't know if my AC is connected to my ear. It's all good. Okay, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say, man, just um, keep your eyes out on these Democrats, man, because um, I don't know if they're like planning. Because, like I said, Trump beating Biden in Hawaii is a really bad look because Hawaii is a ultra blue state, and Trump beat Trump got 4,000, Biden got 1,000. That's not a good look. And if y'all remember, I said, so goes Hawaii, so goes California. Remember, I said that. So goes Hawaii, so goes California. Did California already have their primary? I got to check and see. I got to check and see if California already had theirs. But yeah, so goes Hawaii, so goes California. So I'm gonna keep my eye on California. Give me some time, Black Sun, to get my breathing back to normal, and we can fight the Sex Pistols fight. What do you? Oh, well, we gotta. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna set up a show. What time? What time zone are you in, Carolyn? Because I'll set up a show this evening, so we can talk about that. Wait, was today Thursday? We could talk about that because what's the issue you got with Sex Pistols? What's the issues you got with Sex Pistols, Carolyn? Talk to me, Carolyn. Talk to me. East Coast. So you saying the East Coast started punk rock? I mean, I guess the Ramones are. Is that what you're saying? Because I think it was England, but I don't even consider the Ramones punk rock. But we could. But my breathing is still janky, fighting pneumonia. Oh shit, sis. Okay, I'm sorry to hear you got pneumonia. Ooh, get well, man. Pneumonia is not good, man. Damn, because pneumonia usually starts off as bronchitis, and then bronchitis, and then pneumonia. Ooh, gosh. I hope you get well. Damn. Sex Pistols started punk rock, not the Ramones. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I said the same thing. I said the same thing, Carolyn. I thought we agreed on that. Yeah, I don't even consider. I consider Ramones rock and roll. I don't consider. They're like I consider the Ramones to be modern rock and roll, if that makes any sense. Like, even though they came out in the late 70s, like rock and roll has gone through eras. And I consider, I mean, it's when you say modern rock and roll, like, we from a different generations, and you look at today's rock and roll, that's really modern. But they were the Ramones were the forefathers of modern rock and roll, if that makes any sense. Like, they were the shift in rock and roll, but they were not punk rock. They they were a rock and roll band that shifted during the punk rock era, if that makes any sense. Like, to me, they inspired a lot of punk rock bands that came out of England. England started that shit. I don't care what anybody say, man. England started punk rock. So I sent you info on Messenger. Okay, I'm gonna get to it, Carolyn. And then she said, "We did." Yes, modern alt rock. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think the Ramones are. I think the Ramones, like alternate rock or modern rock, there to me is yeah, alternate rock and roll. Yeah, that's what I would definitely label Ramones as. So I don't consider. You know, I think the Sex Pistols really started that genre. I don't think the Ramones just so happened to be around. And so because they were around, they want to take credit for something that they see when rock and roll came, they shifted. Okay, so when punk rock started, no. I'll say this. The Ramones shifted rock and roll in the late 70s, went to England, and because they had a new sound, the English came out with punk rock, and so the Ramones felt like they were responsible for that. They were kind of responsible for it because but they were not punk rock, but they influenced and they inspired a lot of these bands like the Clash, the Damned, Sex Pistols, Susie and the Banshees. They inspired the Ramones, inspired these groups, and so I guess because they inspired, they want to take credit for punk rock, but the Ramones are not punk rock, and they were around when the damn Misfits started. You got Black Flag, you know, Ramones was there and inspired these bands, but again, that's like saying Willie Nelson and Kenny Rogers inspired hip hop. You know what I'm saying? No, they were around, but they did not. You might have a lot of rappers that listen to Willie Nelson, and a lot of them listen to Kenny Rogers, but they can't take like it's difficult again because they inspired. So when you inspire, it doesn't necessarily mean you're creating. They inspired the bands that created punk rock, and so that's what I think the Ramones are not understanding. They're not understanding that they get credit because, like I said, the bands accredit them for the inspiration, but they did not create the punk rock. So that's where we're at with that. So that's the best way I can explain. But yeah, modern alt rock, they inspire alt rock here. Right, exactly, Carolyn. Like Nirvana and ARP and Black Flag and Dead Kennedys, etc. That is correct. Um, Carolyn says the Ramones were the alternate to Kiss and the Eagles. Right. In the disco era. Right. Exactly. Now, um, that is correct. Now, Kiss and the Eagles. Now, the Eagles were definitely rock and roll. Kiss, I guess you would consider rock and roll, or would you consider them heavy metal? So to me, Kiss were like the grand godfathers of like your modern day, your Motley Crue, your Rats, your Poison. So um, your Hollywood glam band, I would say Kiss was the antithesis of that right there. They were the godfathers of your makeup, your Hollywood glam. So that's where I would, that's where I would say Kiss was more. I guess because Motley Crue is considered heavy metal, so but it's not a like it's like glam rock. So you know, Kiss was like the antithesis of that right there. Some might even say Led Zeppelin was, but no, Led Zeppelin was rock and roll. But yeah, Kiss I would say is the same as Motley Crue. So I would consider them heavy metal. So Carolyn says they were heavily influenced on everything from '79 on. Right, exactly. Right, because again, that '79 was a paradigm shift. You had a lot of styles coming out during that time, it's about to be the 80s, and so everybody is just trying to get their new sound. Hip hop is coming out, it's young, it's evolved from disco, um, and then Jamaican music. So yeah, '79 was a paradigm shift for music. So yeah, and the Ramones, I guess they want credit for punk rock because it came out the same time that they made this shift in rock and roll. So, you know, but we definitely need to have that talk, Carolyn, because I see. Yeah, Kiss was glam rock. Yeah, that is correct, Carolyn. Kiss was glam rock. Yeah, like I said, like the Poisons, like the Motley Crues. They Kiss was like the godfather of that whole scene. So the Sunset and Vine, your Poison, your all that, Queensryche, all that. Kiss was the godfather of that. So which again, you know how I feel about bands creating music for women and bands creating music for men. I think Kiss created their music for women. Oh no, tears are falling. That's for women, man. So, but just like Motley Crue. So um, yes, okay. Rooster, welcome, Rooster, welcome. Is that a concealed carry holster you're wearing? Oh, is the holster? Oh no, it suspenders. They're just suspenders. No, they're suspenders. You can change them into a holster, but no, it's suspenders, man. Shout out to Rooster. Is that a concealed carry holster you're wearing? Oh man, Rooster Cogburn, what's going on? Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, Carolyn says Kiss was the rocker version of Queen. Right, right, right. In pageantry and performances. Right. Because Kiss. Yeah, Kiss was just experimental. They were a rock and roll group. No, I mean, I'm saying not Kiss, Queen. Queen was a experimental rock and roll group. I mean, Freddie Mercury, he was like uh, Galileo, Figaro. It was just experimental. It was just, I mean, they were on some serious drugs, Carolyn, and it was a rock and roll group, and Queen just had their own sound. We will rock you. So yeah, rock and roll. Yeah, definitely don't consider Queen. I don't even consider them hard rock. I just consider them rock and roll, but experimental rock and roll, if that makes any sense. So, uh, if the best thing was 78, 7 to 78, but I'm biased. I understand that, Carolyn. I do understand that. Carolyn, do you like the Warrior soundtrack? Woo, love is a fire, and it won't take. But I love the Warrior soundtrack. So, um, since you like that era, a lot of the music from the Warrior soundtrack dips in the 77, 78. So I'm just um I'm just um wondering. Yeah, yeah, everybody knows that Queen song. I was just singing them but I know a lot of other Queen songs, but again, Queen was a very experimental group, so I thought they were okay. Wasn't my cup of tea because when it comes to experimental groups, I can only listen to a couple of songs and I can't listen to it constantly. Like Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd, but I can't listen to them constantly. So because I think they were experimental. When it comes to experimental bands, I can kind of dibble and dabble, but I can't listen to them for a long period of time, if that makes any sense. Meaning, no, they're good. I like them. I just can't listen to them repeatedly. So Queen, I can't listen to repeatedly. I like Queen. I think they're talented. I just can't. They're definitely not in my rotation. I can't listen to them constantly. I can listen to them one time, and then that's it. And then maybe somewhere down the line, listen to them again, and then because the experimental, the structure is just kind of like I said, it's experimental. When I'm listening to music, I like to listen to something that I'm more familiar with, something more of a groove. When people are experimenting, they step out of that. They like to step out of that realm. They, people's comfort zone. Hold on one second. Let me start this truck because it's getting hot. Hold on, hold on. Okay, my sound. How's my sound? Sound. How's my sound, y'all? You're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had to cut my truck off, cut it back on, but when I cut back on, my radio resets and it hits my phone, so then my sound goes out. So that when two things that'll make my phone bug out: if somebody calls me, which somebody did, or if I cut my radio or truck off and then cut it back on, my radio cuts back on and sends a signal back to my phone and reconnects and it cuts this off. So um, I think my air pressure problem might be solved. I feel my AC working, so audio is good. Thank you, Rooster. Thank you. Um, Kelly, Josh, and I are 77 babies. Is that right? Right. I'm a 73 baby. Ron is a 78 baby too. Okay. Okay. You're good. Warriors come out and play. Yay. So everyone knows the one Queen song. So, Love is a Fire. Do you like that? It's by what's her damn name? Love is a Fire. Oh, I forgot the name of that damn singer, man. But that sister could sing, man. That sister, I forgot her name. It was what was her name? Love is. If you just type in "Love is a Fire" Warriors, Rayanne, Rayanne, she was a one-hit wonder, man. But oh man, Battlefield. No, 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 no. The Warrior soundtrack, Carolyn. The Warrior soundtrack. Type in "Love is a Fire," not "Love is a Battlefield." That's a whole different song. "Love is a Fire." Warriors. "Love is a Fire" sound. Type that in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You're talking about somebody else. That's the '80s. That's later on down. This is earlier. This is pre who you're talking about. Before Pat Benatar, before all that, this girl was in the '70s. She started that whole, um, well, I won't say started, but she was part of that. Like I said, man, that soundtrack. It tapped into. See, you're in the '80s now. Go back to the '70s. Love is a fire. Now, love is a battlefield. Love in the battlefield came left. Love is a fire. Love is a fire. It was on the soundtrack of the Warriors. Let me know if you find it, Carolyn. Yeah, my air pressure's gone. My air pressure is gone. Yeah, man. That damn my cylinder, my master cylinder is gone on my truck, y'all. Okay, Gina. Yep, Gina Ryan. Yep, that's her. Now it's funny because when she did the soundtrack, Gina, that's her. Yeah, Gina Raven. Yeah, Gina Raven. Her album, I listened to it. I was just like, yeah, but that you had it right the first time. Gina Raven. You had it right the first time. Yeah, you had it right the first time, sis. Yeah, you had it right the first time. All right, y'all. Let me because I am stranded. I mean, I'm at the quarry, but my truck is not running. So let me call the mechanic and let him know I tried to do the whole pump the brakes and the cylinder is not. Yeah, I got a leak. It needs to be replaced. I hate dealing with mechanics, And I tell them, no, look, this needs to be replaced. Oh, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Like, dude, it's frustrating being a mechanic and you try to tell another mechanic because I'm the type of mechanic that I like fix shit before it goes bad. They like to fix shit when it goes bad. And when shit goes bad, now I gotta call a tow truck and shit. It's just like, dude, if you would have fucking listened to me when I said replace the goddamn cylinder, I wouldn't be stranded now. Preventative maintenance. That's the type of mechanic I am, and I gotta deal with a bunch of jackleg mechanics, man. Shit. Okay. So, hope you get running again, make that money. Yeah, Carolyn, like I said, I'm gonna probably get a tow truck. Like I said, I told the mechanic, look, replace it now. See, that's the type of person I am. Because I know how to read the warning signs before things go bad. So when you drive in a truck like this and you lose air pressure, guess what? That's a warning to replace it. Most mechanics, most shade tree mechanics, they wait until the shit totally breaks. Now you got to spend money on a tow truck. It's like, dude, preventive maintenance is much cheaper. They spend less longer than they fix early. They spend less longer than fix early. All right, y'all, let me get going. Let me get going. My damn thing. Peace to. Wait, hold on. Before we go, everybody, before we go, we got MD in the house. What's going on, MD? What's going on? Peace to you, MD. Peace to you. See, every time MD comes in, I'm going to say, MD, what you say about Texas, MD? Yeah, he missed a great conversation. But I'm gonna leave with this. What'd you say about Texas, MD? See, MD said he was a prophet among men. He was a political prophet. He said, oh, the governor, they gonna charge you with murder. Oh, they gonna do this and do that. See, every time MD come in here, I'm gonna say, MD, am I gonna have to call Clarence Thomas? It's unconstitutional, not according to the Supreme Court. So you're saying that Clarence Thomas and the Supreme, they're unconstitutional, MD? Is that what you're saying, MD? You're welcome to do a damn empty thought box. You know, we still get free things on the damn StreamYard. You want to do an empty thought box on it? So I can do one of these numbers to it? You want to do an empty thought box so I do one of these? So I can do that? Because the Supreme Court says, oh no, Texas is within their rights, sir. It's unconstitutional. See, we need to. Did you read the opinion? Yeah, I read the opinion. But but as you say, what was the final decision? What was the final decision, MD? What was the final decision, MD? What is the final outcome? That's what you always tell me. What did the court decide, though? What? See, this I'm gonna do. Let me imitate MD. But what the court decide, though, Blackson? Was the final? What was the final rendering? MD, MD. Am I gonna have to call Clarence Thomas? Am I gonna have to call Clarence Thomas? I mean, Clarence Thomas. Yeah, he calls himself the political prophet among men. Yeah, you're gonna have to come down here and school MD on the Constitution. I can't argue that. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. Let me, AMD, my master cylinder went out, so I gotta wait for on this damn, tell this goddamn shade tree goddamn to come goddamn tow me. So let me get going because this truck is hot. For some reason, I don't know if, okay, I happen to think everyone has a right to feel what they do. Yeah, you're right, Carolyn, you're right. I got to tease MD because MD swore up and down the goddamn governor of goddamn Texas was going to pay. They going to lock him up. They going to do this and do that. It's unconstitutional. Supreme Court was like, no, no, Biden is incorrect. Texas gets states' rights, and they have the right to arrest the illegals coming across the border. Texas has a right to secure their borders. It's called state rights, MD. You need to read the book on the Civil War, MD. Another person that needs to read the book on the Civil War. You need to read the book on the Civil War. Man, let me get out of this hot thing. This truck is getting hot, y'all. All right, y'all, let me get going. With that being said, I'm out, y'all. Peace.